Yo, what is up, guys? Back at it again. Who would have thought? Oh my gosh, it has taken me forever to get back on this camera. Man, life is just taking over. Um, and and for anyone who knows, prep is also like right around the corner, or my show is. And yeah, we're hungry and tired, and energy is low, so not a whole lot of, not as much focus as I'd like on on YouTube. But this is just temporary, and that soon I'll be back on track in more enthused than ever. Quick thoughts on like the format. I think the power levels are just really low right now. I think water is really strong, but that also makes me kind of not so interested in the game right now. Just because like I'm waiting for Alliance, really, because that's like the format that's gonna matter. Like we're in this weird limbo period where like we're a month in between a powerhouse set and we get no support. So it's going to be interesting, building our deck around the new format, and not falling into rogue status, with the loss of Bahamut and, basically Toad with that. So I played Blind Second Water this past locals, and I got second place, and it was 5 rounds. I lost in the finals. My matchups were Black Wings round one. It was like a beginner player, Blue Eyes round two, Blue Eyes round three, Blue Eyes round four, and then Odeon Fiendsmith round five. Now I had no idea what I was doing against the Odeon deck. I was learning the cards for the first time. Found out that their negate trap is not once per turn. Bummer. That made cards like Lightning Storm Heartbeat not feel that great because I opened double, and I'm like, oh, this is fine. I'll blow through one, he'll negate, and I'll blow through the rest, and then just proceed to win. That did not happen. So yeah, I blind second here, and it did okay. Overall, my thoughts here was even though, and maybe this is just like in my head, and I need to watch back the matches better. I only have recordings for round 3 and 4. I didn't record my Blackwing match. Didn't record my round 2. Blackwing player was a beginner, or Blue Eyes player was a beginner, so I just didn't want to record that. And then round 5, I ran out of storage on on my phone, and and so it just like ended halfway through. Oh, we lost focus there. Come on, bring it back in. Okay, cool. So overall, Blind Second is really cool. It was really fun. There are definitely some things I would have changed with the idea of Blind Second. But overall, the deck felt kind of, my wins, even though I was winning, it felt kind of clunky. And the other issue I had was this was the first time where I won every single roll in a row. So it's like every single game you have to choose to go second. It can feel kind of bad. Also, some things weren't properly prepped here. But yeah, we'll just go over the list real quick. So starting at the top, we got our Atlanteans. 3 Prince, obvious. 1 Infantry. I mean, yep. And then Triple Shrine. I still like Triple Shrine. I've tried to go to 2, try to go to 1. Overall, I think Shrine's a crazy card, and I think it's definitely a card even in the pure variant, which is obviously here I'm playing pure. I still really do like Shrine at 3. I think it just adds a lot. I think it just adds a lot of pushes, and it plays really well going first. And when you open it under Droll, it's really convenient to be able to have that card set up for any Prince Sidra rotations. And then Triple Dragoons, obviously. And then double Sidra. So this was my first mistake here. This was a deck building error where I still valued double Teus more than 3 Sidra 1 Teus. And I think this was incorrect. I think that actually this should have been a 3rd Sidra, and that I should only play 1 Teus, because you are going second, and Sidra is a literal starter, where Teus is more of a superior extender. So when playing blind second, this card, it becomes a designated, basically 1 card starter. This thing is as much of a starter as like a 1-for-1 is, where basically you can set just about any card in your deck to get this card going and start playing. So this should have been a 3 of. This should have been a 1 of for sure. Teus is just not as strong going second as he is going first. But the other reason I'm only playing 2 and 2 is because I was trying out the Tidal engine. So Triple Stream Tidal. I can say Tidal was a pretty nice addition. I think I only opened him 1 time. For the most part, I was opening Stream. And so the thing with the Tidal engine is, 1, it is very powerful in terms of like body presence. So I was testing with cards like Megalo and Triana first before I tried out Stream and Tidal. And really what I felt like was that double discard you need for the Megalo is just so impactful, and it's so hard to really pull off unless you're already winning, that I just wasn't a fan. I'm playing too much non-engine here, I think, to like really get value off that. I think if I wanted to play Megalo, you maybe need to lower the non-engine count here, just so you're opening more hands just full of water cards. That's where I think Megalo probably benefits a little bit more. And that's why the stream title engine is pretty nice, because it is only one discard for the stream, and you get the initial body, which is that extra level 7 makes a really big difference, because it basically means that you can go for a title, you can go for a Gyos slash like Trite into Sidra, at least your first Sidra, the XYZ one. A lot earlier in your turn before like really committing to the board, because you can like summon Sidra inherently, and then like send Dragoons or whatever to add Prince to hand, and then you can like get stream on, you can discard, you can activate stream, summon title, and get an early level 7 play with these two, and then you can go into your Prince Pike discard plays into Shrine if you didn't use her to summon the initial Sidra. He works the same with Teus, title does. It's just not as powerful because Sidra like puts out a lot of spot removal and checks for a lot of hand traps and negations. Where Teus does, I don't think that does that as well, because Sidra forces it out by sending a card they control back to their hand. So this is like how you clear back row first. But yeah, so overall, so the stream package is cool in terms of like body presence and power, and then like the recurability of title every single turn can definitely be very relevant, as well as it does pair well with, that should not be Ymir, that should be Shening. It does pair really well to Shening, because you can banish 2 waters from grave while you're Shening on field, and then you can get a spot removal off of that from the Shening. But yeah, so we tried it out, and the only thing with the title engine, I think, compared to maybe the Teus, and maybe it doesn't matter. I haven't really decided if it what this means to me yet, but like the value that I feel like I get off of like sending a fodder water for stream to summon title doesn't feel as powerful as sending a fodder water off of Sidra or Teus. Now this could just be like recency bias, as well as I haven't really watched the matches back yet and see the applications of like if Teus would have been better. Like Sidra's would always be better, and so it definitely should have been a 3. But in terms of Teus versus stream, I need to look back and see how that pairs, because maybe stream really is just better than Teus based on what Teus is getting. Because the thing with Teus is, unless you're discarding a real water off of it, the thing with Teus is that typically the card you search, just like, so if you're going first, it's searching Shrine or Squad, and unless you have like additional extender to pair with it, the Teus search doesn't really feel very relevant, at least if you're not playing the Deep Seeking package. And so maybe, yeah, that's where like you do play the Oshia, so you can make Teus a 1-card combo. Maybe that would be worth doing. Honestly, I do go back to that over and over again. So, but that being the going first variant, in this variant, I do think stream was better than Teus here as well. Because I think if anything, just being able to apply a body every single turn is pretty important. So I do like that, and you can do like some cool plays where like even if you're going first or they have an empty board, you can still like Sidra. You can do this with Teus as well, but you can get like Sidra title out in the field, and then like detach, or do like a trike play and do a Sidra, and then you get the extra 7 back from afterwards. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so enough rambling on the title engine. Basically, what I want to say is it needs more time in testing, but overall, I think it was a really nice addition, just to see the amount of body pressure you can put up. And if we play these, we can play this card, which I'm very interested in. This is coming out in the Alliance set, this whole like engine package thing, and this card's pretty cool. In case you guys are not aware of this, Regenis Sage. It's a water, level 7, which is super relevant for our deck. Huge stats, and it's kind of like the new Cashier engine, in case you guys haven't seen this. But you can basically special it from your hand or graveyard. No, I think it's from your hand. You can special it from your hand if you control a monster with original attack with 2,500 attack or defense. So we meet that criteria with the title. And then what this does is you can return another Regenesis that you control. You can send one other Regenesis card from your hand or face of field to the graveyard to negate an activation of a card effect and destroy. So it's negate and destroy that we can put in our deck potentially. Also gives us a main deck presence, which is pretty relevant. You just have to play a couple other cards, but yeah, there is a little bit of a package here with this Total Regenesis. Special summons 1 from deck, and then this one on summon searches 1. So you kind of like want to play like 3 of the spell, 1 of the Earth guy, maybe just 1 of this, and then it's like a 5-card engine. But if you open Toa, it basically gets you a full Omni negate, which is kind of crazy. So that's something we definitely want to look out for in the future. But yeah, so moving on, I played 1 Pike. Honestly, I'm starting to move towards wanting to play 2 Pike in the deck. Even though we're not playing the Deep Sea package, in Pure, I still think I do like having the 5 normal summons. And just another card to be able to discard cards to start playing. Now maybe Taste is just inherently better, but at the same time, having the follow-up Pike wouldn't be so bad. Like having a Pike you can summon off the following turn off your squad might be kind of relevant. But yeah, so indifferent here currently with the Pike. And then we have 3 squads, it's obvious, and then 2 Tastes, we've already gone over this. And then we have our 1 statue and 1 minstrel in the main. I still want to main the statue because I wanted to, because in the instances where I do not clear the board, I want to have a statue available to be able to send off the XYZ Sidra, and then summon it back off Coral or Trite, any means. And then put up a floodgate in case I can't kill him. Now, here's the thing with this. Here's what I maybe this might have just been the day. This might be because of the type of non-engine I was playing. Maybe because the push that stream gives. But I noticed that I either lost outright and like just couldn't even start playing, or I was always killing them. So even through Droll. So I don't know about statue and I did open statue a couple times, going second. And so I think overall, statue probably should have been the side deck. And it should have just been a 40 card deck. And so that way I just have more opportunities to draw like playable cards. Just because it's even more important when you're always choosing to go second that your hand's always just like full of gas. But yeah, so I think I would have cut the statue from the main deck and just made it clean 40. And then Minstrel, you still have to play one of to check for nib, and then it's still just a good discard outlet, even to start your turn off before you've entered the board, discarding infantry, discarding dragoons. Squad isn't the best, but you can discard squad as well to like check their hand before you actually like put yourself into their board. And then non-engine here, I played the 5 Charmies I own. I do have my 3rd Fluoros coming in, so this will from now on be 3 Fluoros. Yeah, just main of the Charmies. We're going second, so it's the most freest card in our deck, and so why not main it? I did almost want to main the Meows, but I kind of just like whisked out last second. And then we'll go over the other hand traps I decided to play. Was just the 3 Imperm and 3 Impulse in the main. I want to play around cards like talents. Even though it's one of, and call by, since you are choosing to go second, I just wanted to have that, as well as the fact that I wanted every card that I drew. I wanted every card I drew to either be an engine card, and this is why statue should not have been here, because it's not truly an engine card. What the theory should have been was I wanted every card I draw to be either an engine card, an actual breaker, or a card that draws me into more engine. And this basically makes it to where I'm running a 36 card deck. Basically a 36 card deck, because this card's almost at least upstart, or at least a 1-for-1 trade with an Ash, or call by. Even if they call by the Charming, it's not even the worst thing in the world, because it just means they're not going to be able to call by your Dragoons. So yeah, that was kind of like the theory of the deck. The statue should not have been here, and this should have been a 3rd Sidra. I think that's actually the only thing I really would have changed in the main deck. Just made a clean 40. Everything else felt really fine. Like not having Ash in the main deck, so there are some matchups where you want the Ash Blossom, like Blue Eyes. I think I kind of value the Ash Blossom a lot more, but I think it was just kind of fine overall. And yeah, maining these was crazy, because whether you top deck them or you open them with them, it just gives you the flexibility of like this card. Like Impulse was nib check for me all day. I think I stopped like 2 Nibiru's with this card. You have to play a little funny by like not actually clearing their board and then like setting up like a statue. That was another reason why statue is kind of good, is because you can set up statue when they have Nibiru, so if you have like Impulse plus like statue threaten, and then you can like continue to put up the statue and then finish clearing off their board. And then it's like if they do in the meantime, you have Impulse. If they don't, then you just lock them out with the statue. And so that was another reason why statue is kind of good in the main deck, but probably still not needed. But yeah, so and this card was going to be Droplet actually, but last minute I decided that no, I probably should save the card economy. And I think having so the main thought of honestly maining Droplet was strictly for Blue Eyes, that if they have Drill Beam, I wanted, like, you kind of have to have 2 breakers because they'll always negate one of them. And so I thought Droplet might have been the best breaker to pair with my others, because if you open Lightning or Slayer with Droplet, then you're always dodging Drill Beam and negating something. So it just deals with a lot of problems. But I decided that Imperm was probably just better, because Imperm is stopping the Drill Beam outright by being able to hit the Primite. So it's just like, at least like you can just turning it off it felt like value enough to me, as well as just like still flexible as a hand trap when you need to be a hand trap, and it's a breaker when you need to be a breaker. So I just valued that a little more for droplet. And then moving on to the board breakers, I loved being able to make board breakers. This was awesome. It feels scary when like they're comboing off and you're just watching them go, but then you look at your hand and you see you like, okay, well if they make spirit, like you're just clearing it. You're just clearing spirit, like spirit seals, because of my send targets. And there's some other cool applications with Slayer. So my Slayer targets here were aggregator. I wanted aggregator so I could like turn off, like I could like put back detonator and then turn off cross, put back detonator, turn off Caesar, and then it's just that was probably like the main application for it. And then I also played Toad as well for the Slayer, so that way if you don't need to hit like a cross, you don't need to hit like multiple cards, you can at least like Slayer Toad, put the Toad back. You could at least like send Toad and add like a Perulia back to your hand, because since you're going second, so like if you discarded the Perulia, then you can at least add it back to your hand, so you have some more card economy. And then there's just other applications where you can, if you top deck it and they have like anything on board, you can like, if they have like a detonator on board after they broke your board, you can go like Slayer, send Toad, put back the detonator, add back a water to hand, and then start to play from there. So that was the thought with it, and the Toad didn't actually ever come up, to be honest, but that was the theory behind it. And then my last target here was the Malong. Yeah, when this card enters the graveyard, you can target a face-up card you control, put it back in the opponent's hand. So you Slayer this, you put back their spirit, and then you can use this to bait out another card like Seals or whatever you might be dealing with at the time. So yeah, those are my Slayer targets, and I really liked it. I love Lightning Harping the main. No one ever expected, and it's just a blowout every single time. Yeah, these cards are just absolutely insane. But yeah, so that was the main deck. I was really happy with the non-engine. Like I said, just should have been a 40 count with one Teus and 3 Sidra. Moving on to the extra deck. Yeah, stables here: King, Lacia, Coral. No need to talk about them. Starboy was a new addition to the deck. I actually really like Starboy in the deck. He adds a lot of attack pressure. He's actually really nice. It's just like, it's one of the weird things about like Bahamut and Toad being gone is like, and Dweller is like, you basically lose out on like 5 extra deck slots that you now get to refill with like all the cooler water cards. Bahamut Toad is always the best option, and so it's like hard to argue like an Omni negate. But Starboy just kind of makes it actually adds a little bit to the deck. The attack boost being very relevant, as well as like the fact that it does recur water back to hand when it's destroyed. So it's just like it's a nice addition to the deck, as well as it makes it easy to just like link off like dead waters and have them do something, as well as like the attack buff is like actually super relevant. So yeah, we played Starboy. I played double Sidra. I was mainly afraid to cast her a Unicorn, as well as I wanted to have double Sidra for double Sidra plays, where you make an initial one and then like they deal with it and you make a second one and then you clear the board. Now that actually never came up. The second Sidra never came up, but I think with the rune that we have in the extra deck, there's no reason not to play 2 of these now. Even like double Trite is I'm starting to get a little curious with. Then I also played 1 Gaios, 1 Trite. Like the second Trite never came up, but in theory, it's another water card that maybe we should be playing 2 of, just because how strong it is. And then I played 101 for my only rank 4. I didn't want to play the Snow Dust because I'm just not a huge fan of how he works. I like the idea of getting some amount of value off of my rank 4 that I commit to. And I just feel like Snow Dust gives the least amount. Like, yes, he's a searcher, but I personally just don't value that very much. I think if anything, I value Magic Key a little more. And what I really like is the Cyframe package. I'll show you guys that in another little list I have here. But yeah, 101 seemed like the only one I wanted to play. I don't like Kraken because you can't detach, and there are lines where you can go like double Dragoons under the 101 for like a double search and take, so that's kind of crazy. So I don't think I actually ever made him, but in theory, I think he was the best rank 4 to have. And since we're only planning to go second here, you don't have to play the going first rank 4s. You can play one that's a little more proactive. So 101 was the best choice for me at the time. And then I played Levy, because Levy's Levy, and it's one of the best cards in extra deck. I can't believe I went so long without playing this card. This card's insane. And then first we went over Toad, and then Chenning for level 10. You can play Gamir as well, but I think it's just like Chenning because, I don't know, he's a big guy. You can trigger him on your opponent's turn for additional spot removal, and yeah, and he's a little more generic, so you can make him with like cards like Ash Blossom, where like you can't make Gamir with an Ash Blossom. And then I played Donna to get the statue out, as well as Donna's just a solid extender, being able to like bring out waters from your bring out waters from your deck, put them to your hand or field. I don't think I definitely made her a couple times. Yeah, Donna's pretty crazy, and we like Donna. And then for side deck, triple Lancia, double Meowth. This is just Mouse hate. You know, we know this. As well as like Meowth is really nice against Fiendsmith. Really good against Blue Eyes as well. So yeah, this is all around great card. I'd like to be able to play 3 if I had 3. And then Triple Ash, you know, it's Ash's best card, like one of the best cards in the game. So I didn't want to just completely cut it from the deck. I put it in the side deck, and then I would put it in against the appropriate matches, or if I was choosing to go first, which I had to do once against Blackwings, because if I let them play, I can't actually break their board because it's unbreakable, unaffected, and then I can't actually activate any cards. And then I tried out Triple Crow. This was like my tech slot for the side deck, and honestly, these should have been Triple Cosmic. I think if these were Cosmic, I would have had a lot better time in my finals. And I think Cosmic is a pretty cool card. I think the additional spell trap removal is pretty nice. I think being able to have more cards to remove the Blue Eyes trap is really nice. And I think being able to react to the Odeon traps would have been really relevant for me. And maybe Odeon's not a very popular deck, but I still think Cosmic has enough applications, as well as it's a good side-in if you're going first. And then I did have like my triple, like if go first cards. So obviously it would have been like Triple Ash, Triple Crow, Triple Lancia, and then like these 3 over like the Charmies and like another card. You know, I have multiple breakers I can side out. But yeah, we played Mulan Tactics Call By. Just couldn't fit in the Minstrels. And this Kaiju, by the way, was like a last minute pick. I was literally building my deck at the shop, and just like I have no idea what card I want to put here. And honestly, the first card I saw that looked relevant was a Kaiju, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just throw it in. Never came up. Although there are definitely matches where it could have come up. So Kaiju's not bad. It's just there's probably better options, but Kaiju's still a pretty good card. And then, yeah, Mulan Tactics Call By. I think I saw him a couple times. I think I went first a couple times. These cards obviously were not very impactful because I was not like really playing around them. So yeah, not really much to say here. Honestly, the side deck was like definitely the weakest part of the deck. Like these last 7 cards, like probably should have just been something different. Maybe Tactics stays the same. Maybe Call By stays in. Mulan probably goes. Statue could honestly, I don't know. It's probably Statue probably replaces the Kaiju, and then I replace these 6 cards with something else, or I keep the Tactics and Call By maybe for going first potential. But yeah, Mulan probably could have gone, and the Crow should have been Cosmics, and that probably would have been the list overall. But yeah, so that's the list, guys. And then so hope you guys enjoyed this. But yeah, so quick update, man. Prep and work is taking all my time away. Honestly, I'm not very enthusiastic about trying to get content in right now. I'm trying to get videos up and like really be able to give time to YouTube right now until after my show. And plus, like until Alliance comes out, it's just like we're in a limbo format, so I'm not really super focused on Yu-Gi-Oh right now. But when we come back, we'll come back swinging, as you guys know. I will waste no time, and once I get back into it, I'm into it. I'm addicted. I'm passionate. So yeah, so that was this list, and I guess if you guys want to see what I'm playing with right now, since I don't know when I'll be back again. This is kind of like another pure variant I am working on. This is a go first build with like standard non-engine line, you know, the standard 15 plus Gamma and Driver. Now I've already done a couple test games with this, and I've opened Gamma a couple times, and man, when you open Gamma, it is just insane. The monster effect negation and destruction is just absolutely incredible. And if you can get this card going first, you get a free Dragite, which is just super crazy before you even start playing. Or if you go first and they like charming you, you can activate Gamma, summon Dragite, and you already have part of your M board set up, plus summon you get a Water Engrave. So like even if you go like print send for cost and they chain Imperm, your Dragite will be live to negate, as well as it negates Impulse as well. So really cool. And I like that. And we can play Driver because we play Magic Key Spirit. So this card's really cool here. So it gets us the card economy still by getting us additional card in our hand. And now at first I thought it needed to be a water, but I do see the value in just adding Driver because like a lot of the times the card you're adding off Magic Key is just getting discarded for cards like Coelacanth, Squad, Poseidra Effect. You know, like we have a couple like in engine, always in our path cards that we can use to discard the vanilla from our hand. So it's like really not the worst thing in the world. And it's just more card economy. And then it still works under Gamma if your board gets cleared or whatever. So I like that right now. I'm testing this. Although I feel like currently it's off my few matches. I feel like the non-engine, I don't know if the non-engine is too heavy or I've just had some awkward hands. Originally it was like a 43, 44 card list. I was maining 2 more Minstrel and it was 43, and that felt a little too much. I do feel like I need maybe 1 more consistency card for this. But yeah, I am liking this list. Triple Sidra, Triple Teus, 1 Pike. Still doing the 1 Pike. As much as I want to do 2 Pikes, I think Triple Teus is probably just better before you start maxing out more on these copies. Because I feel like it does the same thing. Although I am gonna keep it back in my head, like checking for if second Pikes come up very often. The second pike can honestly replace the Moulin. Moulin feels like kind of like a weak card, but it's really strong going first. And it's really strong when you when they don't have any hand traps and just board breakers, or just a bunch of engine, and you just clear the cards out of their hand. Now, it typically doesn't really matter because you have statue, but it's still it's there as an option. And it's really good into Fluoros. And so I do like Moulin overall. Just trying to fit it in the deck without it feeling too bricky. Because even though we're not playing a lot of bricks right now, the fact that we play so much non-engine makes it to where we're gonna be opening hands that are typically 2 to 3 card waters, and you kind of want those 2 to 3 card waters to like really just be like these 19 right here, like I guess like 20. Sometimes 21 Minstrel. It's like you're not excited to draw a Minstrel until you draw like a trigger card or an ammunition card with it. But at least like Teus, you can be even like Teus Sidra, even if they're not like really doing anything, like you're just discarding dead waters. They just provide board presence. So like even if you open like a break hand of like 2 dead waters and like a Teus Sidra and then negate the Teus, you can still end on a Gaios, potentially like go for a tri-play and do a Sidra into something depending on what your hand was. So yeah, I like these. Plus, like, you're going second a lot of the time, and going second, like, Sydra's just too powerful. And I don't want to play to 40 because I do want just a little bit, that 1 card difference in in cards in between my bricks and my playable cards. But potentially it doesn't even become 42, and I play 1 more consistency card. But yeah, so this is something I'm playing with right now. And then in the side deck, I don't think there's anything relevant here. Yeah, I'm trying cross out right now. I don't know how I feel about cross out in the game. I don't really like the idea of keeping like 1 Fluoros in my deck and keeping 1 Purlia in my deck going first. But it's definitely a thought. But it's like you have 1 Purlia, 1 Fluoros, 1 Driver. It's like, what is that? Those are 3 completely dead cards going first. And so I don't love that. So honestly, I'm leaning a little away from cross out. But it's just like this will probably just end up becoming a 3rd Cosmic. Cosmic so far feels fine. I'm still playing these breakers because they're crazy. I do want to be able to play Slayer again, but I do want to be able to play Slayer again, but I just have to decide what I feel about the extra deck going first list, and if it's worth cutting some of these cards. I'm not exactly sure if I want to. I'm still waiting for Double Sidra to come up or not. I did face against Unicorn, a Kestra Unicorn, and they did not ban a Sidra, probably because I have to. So I like that. But they banished they banished Lacia, so they didn't know what they were banishing. But yeah, I'm still playing Starboy. I really do like Starboy, no joke. Still just playing 1 Trite. Yeah, playing the Magic Key. I really like this card. I really hope, and I think he's be a lot better with the Driver. And then I'm playing Trish for their synchros, Chenning over like a Gamir for the M board. But yeah, Trish mainly just because people are talking so much about it, and I keep seeing these topping lists, and I just don't get it. I personally not a huge Trish fan. I don't feel like it does enough, but I'm very curious to see. So I'm definitely open to trying him out, as well as like now that we play like Starboy, he's a little more relevant because you have something you can go in. Because typically you're not gonna have Coral in your deck after you've made Trish. So like I think Starboy is a nice option to like turn a Trish into if you want to turn it into something, because Trish isn't doing anything just sitting on your board, while Starboy will add a card back and buff up your other guys. So like if you have like a statue on board, getting rid of like 2 dead waters, one of them being Trish, maybe it'll make a Starboy, which will make your statue 1500 in defense, is pretty relevant. Obviously we're still playing statue, it's a go first list, so this card's crazy. And yeah, I mean that's like really about it. So this is the other list I'm playing with right now. I'm not super interested in the Deep Sea King build, just because I feel like I don't think it's solved, but I think it's doing really well, and I think it is really strong. But I don't know, like when a certain type of list or deck is successful, it makes me less inclined to want to play it. So like I just feel like I'd rather spend time working on other things and working on like different types of lists, and I feel like Pure is getting less love right now, so I'm just a little more, I'm very interested in Pure, just from a standpoint of I'm gonna keep going back to it. It's the amount of bricks you play. It's just nice to be able to cut 2 bricks from your deck, even though they're not super bricks, they are half bricks, and just cutting as many of those as possible and replacing them with playable cards. Yeah, you can sign me up for that. So that's what we're doing. We're trying this out right now, and yeah, so we'll see. Maybe I'll put up these couple feature matches I have. I don't know if I'll talk over them. I don't know if I have time to. If I don't, I'll just upload them straight up and let you guys watch them. But then yeah, I'm still gonna be going to locals, although I do not think I have locals this weekend because there's Easter. But yeah, I'll be recording all my locals still, and hopefully be able to come back and record. But yeah, so we're about 2.5 weeks out from my show. So 2.5 weeks from my first show, 4 weeks from my second, and then but I think after my first show, I'll be good to like start like giving some more time to this game again. But yeah, long rant, long video, weird video. Sorry I'm not responding to as many comments. Again, just like no real excuse, low energy, low effort, you know, just trying to survive, just stay awake, you know, stay on my feet, you know what I mean? It's just, we're part of that grind. We're digging a hole right now, food's low, and cardio's high. So yeah, we're in it right now. But you know, happy to be here, happy to see you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I appreciate every single comment I get. I swear to God, it pushes me through the day. And yeah, I mean, I love you guys so much. Love this channel. I'll be coming back to it, all right? So we're just, you know, just changing priorities real quick, pivoting a little bit, but we'll be back in it in no time. Listen, I love this game. I'm so excited to play more water, and so excited just to win another event, you know what I mean? I top 4, it's time to win, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.